Today we are exploring 5 reasons, literally just 5 reasons why you should consider moving to Ottawa instead of other cities like Toronto and Montreal. Don't get me wrong, I lived in Montreal when I first came to Canada for like 2 months I think, and then I stayed in Toronto as well for like I think almost a year, and then I came back to Ottawa. So here was my journey. I stayed in Ottawa, touched down Montreal, then went to Ottawa, and then where I was working, the store got liquidated. I had to go to Toronto. From Toronto, I came back to the city. And there was a big reason behind that. Of course, many people feel like, oh, Ottawa is so boring, bro. To be fair, I will explore why people feel that. But in the meantime, obviously it is a vlog at the end of the day. So today is a special friend of mine's birthday. So I'm just running errands, getting things for her. But so far, we have gotten a couple of things. Let me show you what I got so far. So we got this and then a couple of chocolates and a lot of things. So yeah, we have gotten her a lot of things, man. Let me just zip my things, head down to the car, and we'll talk about point number 1. All right, so obviously number 1, the cost of living. Cost of living compared to other cities, Ottawa, for it being the capital city, is actually not bad, you know? Like here, it's easy for you to live with like, if you're getting paid $1,500 every week, I think that is good enough for you to like, that's like almost obviously $3,000. You could survive. Let me just say that you could survive. Compared to Toronto, $1,500, especially if you wanna live downtown Toronto, it's gonna be very hard because most people in Toronto, I know based on experience, you're sharing a room. You're sharing a room with friends, you're sharing a room with family, sharing a room with people you don't know, especially let's just say downtown Toronto, even Brampton, like the whole GTA. For you to find an apartment for yourself less than $2,000 is gonna be very tricky. Unless it's a studio or a basement, it's gonna be really hard. But for example, here in Ottawa, you could find something, if you're getting paid that money, $1,500, that's like $3,000. Below $2,000, you could find like a 1-bedroom for yourself to, you know, to live without sharing with anybody. It's not gonna be the fanciest. Ottawa is so interesting because there's a place called Hull. So it's like Gatineau. It's like 5 minutes from downtown Ottawa. I don't know if it makes sense. So it's a walking distance. You can literally walk to Montreal. That's how crazy Ottawa is. Because there's a bridge, Gatineau Bridge. So, and that place has cheap apartments. I remember when I moved back from Toronto, I needed something fast. So I got a place there and it was super easy for me. Just the rent was, I was paying, I think, $1,500 for a 2-bedroom with 2 floors. 2 bedrooms upstairs, living room, big kitchen downstairs. In Toronto, that's what you're paying for 1 bedroom. A room, like while sharing with other people. Bear in mind, this place was a walking distance to downtown Ottawa. So if buses were not making sense, I would literally just walk to work. That's how crazy it is. But you know, the cost of living in Toronto will not allow you to do that. It's just so expensive living in Toronto. I know personally because once I stayed in Ottawa, I'd go visit my friends in Toronto, and it's like, I'd come back feeling my pocket, you know, budged a little bit. All right, number 3 or number 2? Just kidding, number 2. Now the job market. Let's talk about the job market. Staying in Toronto, I was like, I worked from, I think it was November until January. But my contract was a seasonal one because I work in luxury customer sales. So that contract was just like, it was not for a long time. It was for until January basically. So, and I loved working there, don't get me wrong, I loved working there. But they said like, I'm going to work there and potentially get like an extension. Most likely, you know, if you kill it, Yannick, you're gonna get extended for longer, you know? Things did not go out the way I wanted them to. So they were like, sorry, Yannick, we have to let you go. You could come back maybe in March, you know, when things open up, we'll try and make sure like you come back. But it was like March, imagine staying in Toronto, not working for like January, February, March. That's like 3 months. What am I gonna do? It's okay. I'll look for a job. So I kept on looking and looking and looking and looking. Bro, 3 freaking full months I was looking for a job. 3 whole months I was looking for a job and nothing came out. Still checking and checking and checking and checking, nothing, bro. Nothing. When I say nothing, nothing. And then this other day, my mom was like, have you considered looking for a job in Ottawa? And I was like, what? I don't want to come back to Ottawa anymore. I thought the chapter is closed. She was like, no, you need money right now, so consider looking for one in Ottawa, you know? And I was like, okay, let me just try and look for a job in Ottawa, you know? Long story cut short, in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I got a job. It was with Bell, door-to-door service, but like, it was something I never got, bro. It was like, I just got it like that, quickly. I got a job in Ottawa like in three weeks. In the job market in Toronto compared to Ottawa, it's two different things. It's two different things, bro. Like there's so much talent in Toronto. That's the thing. Like so much talent in Toronto. It's like to get a job. I'm just looking for birthday cards. Birthday cards. If there's one for cheap, bro, we're locking that in. $3. That's not bad. I paid one at Indigo for like $9 birthday card. Happy birthday party animal. What? Happy birthday party animal. No, bro. But yeah, honestly, so many immigrants have moved to Canada. So, and trust me, a lot of talented immigrants have moved to Canada over the past few years. So it's like, it's not easy, bro. There's only so much jobs for everybody. Obviously, the government, I think, is working on fixing that. But bro, Toronto, if you're looking for a job, it's pretty hard. If you know somebody, yes. If you don't know somebody, it's gonna be a little bit more hard, you know? So I think the job market in Ottawa is a little bit more kind because, no, bro, Toronto is just not it, I'm telling you, bro. So I didn't get what I was looking for at Walmart. I mean, at Winners. But I guess now you know, we are going to Walmart to talk about point number 3. Go to Walmart, people. All right, number 3. The balance of city life and nature. Many people would like obviously feel like Ottawa is like pretty boring and slow, but you'd be surprised how someone who stays in a place like Kingston, which is in between Ottawa and Toronto, will feel like it's a little bit busy. It has a balance of like nature and being a city, because in Toronto life is so fast, the highways, the traffic, everything. It's just so busy there. It's like, yo, sometimes you just gotta wanna get away and go to trees and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, there are places in Toronto with like, obviously trees and calm nature, but you have to go to like a little bit of the outskirts of GTA, you know what I mean? But like in Ottawa, there's so many like trees. Everywhere you go, like there's trees. And as much as downtown may not have a lot of skyscrapers like Toronto, there are literally places in downtown. Of course, yes, Toronto does have parks, but there are places downtown Ottawa where you could just feel like, you know what, am I really in the city or am I in nature, you know? So yeah, like you feel a vibe of like, the air is different, you know? One thing a close friend of mine who moved here always says is like, she feels more like the air is different here, you know? It's just the aroma of the place. It just feels more calm, and you know, she loves the air, how you know how it feels just to be in a different city. And we still have obviously offer a lot of things Toronto has to offer, like, you know, modern stuff, a modern mall with major stores and all of that, but still it just feels like, you know, a mix of both. So it is a pretty calm place, especially if you're tired of like the busy life in Toronto. Here it's a little bit calm. Even the traffic, bro. Like the traffic in Toronto, people feel like it's ridiculous, especially when going to work and going home. Trust me, Toronto traffic is one of the worst in North America. So Ottawa, compared to that, is nothing. I'm telling you, compared to that, literally nothing. So yeah, we're here at Walmart. I'm trying to get the flower vase and the flowers, of course. So let me see what they have. And while I'm here, let me get maybe some cheese or something, you know, like a little grocery for the house and all of that. So yeah, I'm telling you, let's go. Number 4, Ottawa is pretty diverse and very bilingual. So it's like there are people who speak French, obviously because we're near to Quebec, and there are people who only speak English. So it's like for somebody who, if you'd like to learn French, but also you primarily speak English, this is the perfect city for you, because you just learn it, you know? And if you do speak French, this is a perfect place to get a job, for example, you know? If you're bilingual here, it's pretty cool because you can get both jobs basically. You stand out, look at this. Are we here? These roses are tired. These roses are tired, bro. Look at these. These roses are chopped. Even the rose, look, the rose is already, the rose is out already. But yeah, it's very diversified, man. You don't get overwhelmed by different ethnicities. You know, in Toronto, there's a different, honestly, it's okay, to be honest, let's just say you stay in Brampton. There are a lot of like Indians and yeah, brown people, right? And then if you go to Markham, we have like Asians, like Chinese. And then the black community is just, you know, there, you know, you'll see it there and there. But Ottawa, you have a mix of everything. You don't get overwhelmed by a certain demographic, you know? You don't. It's just a mix of everything in here. You have black people, you have white people, you have Indians, you have Chinese, you have everything. Because I know even in these like Yorkdale in Toronto, a lot of Asians there, you know, but here you have a mix of everything. So, which is not a bad thing, you know, especially the language as well. Mix that together, have a lot of people here. So that is not bad. That's not a bad thing, you know, and it's a good place to meet different people of different parts of the world. To be fair, Canada is very diverse, so that is also a pretty cool thing about the country in general. And especially Ottawa, you get a proper feel of all of that, you know? All right, so the last one is about the quality of life and just like the overall safety of staying in a place like Ottawa compared to Toronto. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. The last thing off my mind while staying in Ottawa is somebody's gonna stab me with a knife or, you know, somebody's gonna shoot me. Yes, things like this do happen, but that's like low-key the last thing on your mind when, you know, you stay in a city like this, you know? Obviously in Toronto, there are a lot of like wannabe gangsters or thugs, you know? Like the culture is there, you can feel it. So many shootings happen downtown Toronto. It's like a common thing, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know that like, yo, anything can go south. And there are cities in Toronto which, you know, that like, yo, listen, here, I shouldn't just be going there. I shouldn't be here, you know? Like I know there's a place called Jane and Finch, like in Toronto, which, you know, like, yo, if you don't want trouble, don't go there, you know? Just don't go there. Compared to Ottawa, not a lot of places are like that, you know? Not a lot of places, to be honest with you, are like that. And it's like, you just feel safe everywhere you go, even downtown. Not a lot of wannabe gangsters. Maybe just a few school kids like trying to act tough and all of that. But like, it's not a common thing, I'm not gonna lie to you. So yes, Ottawa is a pretty, honestly, it's safe, the security, like a lot of places here are just pretty much safe. Yes, a few people will be like, oh no, this part of Ottawa is dangerous, but to be honest with you, not really, man. This is a pretty safe city. Like you do feel safe, secure. Not a lot of things happen on the train, like the Ottawa Line 1 to Tunnish Pasture and Blair. I know the TTC in Toronto has a lot of things happen there. It's like the one for New York City. You know, a lot of things happen. Anything can go down. But to be honest, you just feel safe when staying in a city like this. Is that a trade-off of it being less exciting? Maybe, but I just honestly feel safe in a city like this. So yeah, those are the 5 reasons I feel like you should consider moving to Ottawa or living in Ottawa. It was an interesting one. So I just got back. I'm gonna head up and just do so many things quickly, and then yeah, I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Let me know your thoughts, your comments. Do you feel like Ottawa is a cool city to move in or no? Let me know in the comment section what you feel like, what you think, especially if you're from the city. If you stay in Toronto, Montreal, let me know why no. Listen, Ottawa is not it. Come to Montreal or Toronto because of this and this and that, even Vancouver. So guys, I love you guys. I'll catch you in the next video. It's love and peace. It's your boy Anik. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like. Peace.